Well, folks, we have a PD array. I do not trust it because NVIDIA runs the entire market and they reported earnings yesterday. But we do have a PD array here. We've tapped the breaker multiple times and respected it. This is a pre-open. I've already lost money. I've already lost money big time. I'm down to $300 in my baby. But I'm going to risk 50 on this. I might need to risk more, but at the open, I would like to see it push down. I mean, we're opening 500 points up. So I would like to see it push down at least to pre-market low, but it may go up first and stop me out. But I'm holding through the open here. I think it's just going to rock it up. I think it's going to completely disregard this PD array, and we're just going to the freaking moon. And if it'll give me an opportunity, I might go to break even. But if I'm right on this, it will erase this. And that's what I'm looking to do, is erase that mistake last night. Oh my gosh, I was on my phone trading. I had opposing positions and S&P and NASDAQ. And I was in a good one, and I was up $200, and then I got wicked out by a crazy drawback. So this could be a really good trade, and it could be a really bad trade. I would like to see it in the next 8 minutes get down below these. I mean, next 2 minutes get down below these and stay there. But we've only got 2 minutes till the open. I'm tempted to go to break even just because I'm already in the hole, but I'm gonna leave it on. I think I got $50 risk on there, 53. We did take out that 4-hour high right here. We took that one out when we pushed up right here. This 4-hour regular trading hour high, and we put up a reversal pattern. So I've got to trade it. Even if it stops me out, I've got to trade it. I don't like the time of day, but I'm not in control of that. What I'm thinking it might do at the open is wick these, go up, take that, and then go down. That's the way my luck's been running. So, but I got to try it. I mean, this is the setup. We're 70% that we fill half gap, which I haven't even gotten measured out. If we open right here, well, okay, we just opened. Yeah, that's what I was thinking we were going to do. Run back up, take out some of that. Respect the breaker, please. Half gap would be, there's the open. Man, that's going to be a long way to get down there. Pre-market low even would be nice. This is where we actually open the day right here at the end dog. Half of that would be 86, 25.86, all the way to settlement. Yeah, it'd be all the way to the end dog. So far we're looking pretty good. This is the pre-market low right here. We just took it, I think. Yeah, looking good, looking good. Keep going for me, keep going. This is the pre-market low down here. So this could be our take profit right here. But our gap is all the way down here. That's our half gap fill. That's a 70% chance of a half gap fill. But NVIDIA reported earnings, and they run the entire freaking market. So, you know, it's the only company out of a 100 stock index that means anything, evidently. We go up 500 points overnight because NVIDIA reported earnings, really? And then we just can't make any drawback. Well, of course, unless of course I've been in a long position, and then we can draw back 100 points in the blink of an eye. Yeah, I'm not happy about that move right there. God bless America. Okay, yeah, this was probably going to stop me out. This is our one. This is our first 1 minute candle right here. Very first one. I should have killed it after that. But this has some potential to make me some good money. 92 point opening range candle. Opening first 1 minute candle. 92 points. Whew. To say I need to go to break even here might be a good idea. That's pretty volatile. But here's the end log, new week opening gap. We never thought we'd make it back to. I'm going to break even. So a lot of people will trade this first 1 minute candle. It's 92 points, but you put an order above the high and below the low, and a lot of times whichever side it breaks is the direction it's going to go for a while. If it breaks the low first, then we go down a while. Sometimes it'll break the low, go up, take the high, and then go down, because they know a lot of people trade this. But this is such a huge opening range candle, it's hard to say what's about to happen. Okay, we took the low of it. Now we're popping back up. As long as we don't go up too high, we'll be okay. But I am keeping my finger on this flatten button. Son of a bitch. Sorry. I'm mad at this market right now. It is really pissing me off. Okay, I'm out. Screw this. That was 100 points right here. That was 100 points. And see, we took this low. This is the opening range candle low. No, it wasn't 100 points. It was 50 points right there. $100 up and gone. And this could still go my way, but 43 point candle. We often take the low that says, hey, we're going this way, and then we'll go up and take the high and then continue on down. So they know that people do that, but a 92 point range, because you're supposed to put your entry there and your stop above. And I know a lot of people do that, so they're going to go ahead and take that stop. And then maybe we fall out of bed. That's what I would like to see happen. Or we can continue up. I don't care either way. Right now I'm on my hands. I made back $50 of my loss last night. Oh my gosh, that was a bad loss. I had nightmares about it. I had actual nightmares. I kind of want to sit there, but I got coffee over here I gotta go make. This is the way London opened. Made a big mess and then consolidated for an hour. Because last time NVIDIA reported earnings, we ended up having a directional day to the upside. I'm not really in the market for shorts, but this is a PD array that I look for. It's got all the components except leave town. We took out a 4-hour high. We pulled away with a fair value gap. We have one fair value gap beneath the breaker, which we are respecting. I think that's the only one. There's a tiny one right here, and then we got that one right at the 50% of the week. So I would like to see a candle take this high right there. I want to see it take that high but remain below the breaker and preferably below the fair value gap. And so I'm going to actually mark the first one after the breaker, which would be this guy, tiny little dude. Because that's the one the algorithm's going to refer to right there. If it respects it at all, it's going to be this one. Getting into the market this early is scary to me. Very scary. So yeah, that's it right there. Opening range candle, the very first candle of the day, high is right there. So I could even put that on there as a high of the opening range. I signed up for a contest, but I can't log in. Ninja Trader Arena hasn't been working. Back to round number. Just doing the dance. This isn't even a pertinent thing here. Alright, right back to that fair value gap. I want to see it. I want to see it push up. The candle body's still closed below there. That's such a tiny little dude. Maybe I should just put an order in there. There we go. There we go. Keep going. Get a big wick. Get a big wick up there. Do we have any number coming out at 9 this morning? We had all of these. Manufacturing index. Consumer confidence and existing home sales comes out at 9. So I'm on my hands till 9. But we are still respecting this. That's crazy. Oh, this is it. We're going to fall out of bed. Because this is, let's see. Oh, that's 0. That's the open right there. That's the first decent candle we've had since the open. I mean, we had these, but this one is the first decisive down move. I'm tempted to jump. I'm tempted to jump for that 50% gap fill, but will we get it? You live one time. I'm going to try to get in right there at 82. 82, sell one. Just for at least 25% gap fill or pre-market low. This is pre-market high right here. We have not taken it. Risking 50. I think that's 41. 50. We did poke the end log, and that may have been just all we wanted, but this is 25% of the gap, and it's a huge gap. So even if we can just get down to there, I'll stop it out and wait for a better opportunity. Wait for another opportunity. Looks like we're not going to get that. $207 is my stop. There it went and got me. Son of a gun. Yeah, this is crazy. This range right here, top of the range, bottom of the range. Let's just measure it. $80 points. Back to the breaker. Officially sitting on my hands. That could have broke. I mean, it definitely could have broke. It's missing the component of leaving town. Now this is the open. We really haven't made much of an attempt at all. I want a dip. I just want to buy a dip because last time Nvidia reported earnings, the sucker went up all freaking day with no pullback. So I want it to try to fill half the gap, or at least 25% of the gap in this next, maybe by the 9 o'clock news. It's scary buying when we're already 500 freaking points above settlement, but that's what I'm going to do. If the chart tells me to do it, that's what I'm going to do. I guess if I think we're going lower, I need to be buying or selling at that orange line. And if I think we're going higher, I need to be buying at the end log. But it's just too ambiguous right now. Technically, we have taken a 4-hour high. We have had candle bodies close above this fair value gap now, so it's no longer valid. Do we even have a first prez here yet? First candle. This is our first prez right here. In a big sea of garbage. And it's not very big, but it's the first presentation fair value gap. So we got to mark it out. All right, we took the pre-high. We took this high. I'm gonna try one here. I gotta put a stop loss in though. This doesn't look right. Look at that. We're in regular trading hours and it's not putting up any candles. Somebody nicknamed this Project X instead of TOPSTEPX. I thought that was kind of funny. All right, I'm watching this. I'd like to invert it. We don't want to bounce off of it. We want to invert it. I got to take it off. See, that would have got me right there. I was up on that position and I don't think I made, I mean, I was up like $70 and I don't think I made a penny on it when I killed it. And we weren't even close. We weren't even close to my entry. I don't know for sure where my entry is because I can't see any freaking candles over here on the MNQ. We're in regular trading hours, guys. Let's do a 5 minute. Okay, now it'll show them. Now it'll show them. They don't look near as intimidating when you shrink them down, but these are intimidating freaking candles here. Yeah, we need to invert this guy here. I want to get in up here in that volume imbalance because we took the pre-market high. Let's see what ES is doing, see if it's putting up any PD arrays here. So we have the order block. Where's its opening range candle? Way down here. See the difference? It didn't even take the low of the opening range here. It only made the high, left the low, and it's going higher. Its pre-market high is long since behind us. And its first presentation fair value gap is right here. So what does that mean? Muddy freaking waters. So we opened with ES. I think it was about 100-point gap up, right at 100 points. These are no longer valid. I got to get rid of them. There, just get rid of them. News coming out in 7 minutes. This is no longer valid either, so we can get rid of it. Actually, we could move it over to here. The last down close before the run up is right here. That's what we'd have to validate. It's only 100 points from the high. No big deal. That's one candle. So this 4-hour high is the one I took trades on and got myself in the hole. Each time it would start pushing down, I would think, okay, we're good, and then we go back up. So I did it here, I did it here, and I did it here, and I did it here. Oh man, that was a bad move. That was during London. But when you're 500 points up, surely you're going to have a pullback. Surely you will. I think I was in this one, and I was like, okay, this is definitely it. And I put on some extra leverage. Then it did that garbage. And I held it as long as I could. I sat there looking at it, and I was like, okay, I'm 200 in the hole, and I can handle it. 200, 220, and I'm like, it's taking that high. I know it's going to take that high. And I killed it. Top tick killed it. And then we did this. Oh, my head nearly blew up. It was so close to exploding. I screamed the F word loud in my car. Because I was doing all this on my phone while I was Ubering. I nearly lost my mind over that one right there. I'm short, and it has a good PD array. Fair value gap the whole bit. And I'm like, this is the one. We're at least going to take this low. I actually was just thinking we would take that low right there. I wasn't even trying for big money. We did that crap. Oh, God bless America. Well, made a new high, pre-market high. Nope. So now we have this next one, and we have a big fair value gap above that we could deal with. I'm just going to put it on a bigger time frame here. I'm going to show a little bit of this so we can get a good idea of the gap, and I might erase it off of the other one. NVIDIA. NVIDIA runs the entire market. If NVIDIA reports good earnings, I don't know why I'm on this. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to erase the one over here so we don't have all the lines everywhere. That's 50% of last week. Did I already erase it? It looks like I did. No, I didn't. It's over here. It's just real small, I think. Maybe I already did erase it. Oh man, I grabbed that NWOG. I know it wasn't very big, only like 5 points difference, but I don't. Yeah, I think that's about right. Let's put on a daily candle and I'll just double check it. Yeah, there it is. Right there. I'm going to lock it in place. Both of them. All right. Isn't that crazy when we had this on the 4 hour? It's finally showing a candle up there now. It was not showing a candle earlier. But the price stops moving as soon as you put it on. 4 hour. 1 hour, no movement. 30-minute, now we get some movement. Project X. That is a funny name for TOPSTEPX. All right, we are taking another 4 hour high, which means nothing because Nvidia reported earnings. These things are useless. Absolutely useless. When Nvidia reports earnings, the market does nothing but go up. One stock, one company drives the entire market. Unless I'm in a position, and then the market will rip lower. If I'm in a long position, the market will definitely rip lower by at least 100 points in a blink of an eye. So we opened with a gap up, made basically no attempt to fill it. What do I have marked over here? Looked like there was something there. No, there's not. And continue to grind higher. Now we're wicking into this fair value gap that I consider to be a bearish signal. We're pulling back now. Do I trust it? Nope. But I will. If we get a signal to go short, I will go short. Pre-market high is no longer in play. Opening range high. What time is it? 9:02. That number came out. That number came out. So we took this 4 hour high right when the number came out. So that's our new opening range high. right there. We took this one, really didn't mean anything, so we'll get rid of it. This one might mean something. See what the number says. Existing home sales, it's a medium impact news driver right here. And it is 410 million. Ah, I like that bounce. If we can leave a fair value gap below this thing, maybe we could get a gap fill. Or maybe I should still keep in mind that I need to be buying the dip. What is this exactly? That's not our first press. That's our first press. So I don't know what this is. I'm getting rid of it. I think it was one I marked earlier from a previous breaker that turned out not to be worth anything. Okay, so we do have a fair value gap forming beneath the breaker. Never mind, these are 100-point candles. Don't even think about that. Let's just look into the possibility. That's only 26. Oh, it's only a 57-point candle. No big deal. No big deal. Don't worry about that. First presentation fair value gap is starting to come into play here. I'm wondering, since the volatility is crazy over here on NQ, if we were to try to trade this instead, have a little bit less ups and downs volatility, could even put on a little less size. Inverting the first presentation fair value gap, we pulled away with 2. So instead of this being the point of contention, the first pres center would be, so this fair value gap right here would be the spot where if we can pull back to it and respect it, that's where we'd want to get involved. But we may not get an opportunity to get involved there. I'm still of the mind, because Nvidia reported earnings, that none of this downward movement is going to do anything except give you an opportunity to enter. I'm going to mark this out because I think it's important. I'm going to make it pink. Come on. Why can't I grab a stupid line? Project X. Man, there's no opportunity to enter here at all. NY open. Is NQ giving an opportunity? It's inverting its fair value gap now, or it's trying to. It's going through it. Man, that opening candle. Look at the ES opening candle right there. How many points? 7, 8 points. And NASDAQ was 92 points. Holy cheese balls. That's crazy. Yeah, no opportunity to enter. I don't know that I'm going to be able to make any more money today because I don't trust any of this crap. I don't trust a down move when Nvidia reported earnings. I'm just going to trade what I see. I'm not even going to think about Nvidia. I'm not going to think about any of that crap. I'm not going to think that we've opened with a gap up by 500 points and made no effort whatsoever to fill it. I'm not going to think about that. I'm just going to try my best to read price action and act accordingly. So this first presentation fair value gap is right at round number. I don't know that it's really going to do us any good because price bouncing at round number is very common. This one, on the other hand, could do us some good. If we can go up here, respect this whole lower quadrant stays candle body only, wicks can go up here. If we could do that, that might actually lend to the possibility of more downside today. And now we wicked into it. Does that mean we take a short right there? I don't know. I'm not convinced yet, but I would like to. I would like to see it get up into this right here. This little that halfway point. Because even if it was going to respect it, that little touch should have sent it sailing. We're still above the open. If we look at NQ's PD arrays, so we have the touch of a 4-hour, we pull back, fair value gap, respect breaker, another fair value gap right here at 50% of last week, So this is the first one under the breaker. The other one was passing through the breaker. Which one is more important? I don't know. We wicked into that one and respected it. But we didn't leave town. Wick, leave town. Wick, leave town. So I don't think this is the one we need to be looking at. I think it's going to be this one. In which case we could touch the breaker and still remain in a good spot. But I may be wrong. But I'm not going to risk any more money on a maybe. Why aren't we leaving town? Why are we hanging out here? That's what I'm looking at. I'm saying something's fishy. Why aren't we taking these lows? So it's going to be a rip consolidate kind of day. Rip consolidate, rip consolidate, rip consolidate. Maybe. Or maybe we just rip down here and I miss the whole move. I don't know what to do. I like the fact that we did put up this. But I can't in good conscience sell short right here. If I would have gotten in here, yes, I would have been okay. Usually really aggressive moves down. It would need to come back up before it takes these lows. And we left that one and we left this one. So that would be okay. If we could pop back up and respect some of this stuff before taking these lows, then I would be convinced that we might be having some more downside. But if we take the lows first, and then it goes back up and looks like it's going to respect it, then no, because we already took the lows. This is the opening range low right there for ES right there. If we could offer higher and then come take it, maybe we got something. Could we take it and go even lower? Where's pre-market low? 7, right there. That's pre-market low over here. Could we do that? I don't think I want to trade that beast over there today. Don't think I want to trade the beast. And of course settlement. This is a new day open at 6 p.m. right there. I need to double check my settlement line because I've got this one and that one there. So I need to go to RTH for a brief moment here. RTH, yeah, this is the settlement we need to be looking at. So I'll get rid of this one. Kind of blew my idea that we may offer lower all the way till the end of the month, unless this is a money grabber and we do start offering lower. SETTL. Oh, I'm just gonna put set, and that's my new abbreviation for settlement. Why aren't we leaving town, guys? If this is our decisive move down, and it's like, okay, we've made it to the high that we wanted to reach for, and now we're falling out of bed, then why aren't we falling out of bed? I would like to see it take this, and I might take a long there. Even with all of this potential down here, We've been seeing gaps remain open all over this chart, so I'm not worried too much about that. I need to make sure this is right on that open line. There we go. So we left the opening range low. We're going back. I like that. Can we respect it? Can we respect this box with candle bodies? Wicks are okay. Or possibly even this right here. This little section right here. They both have to align. They both have to look right. I'm gonna get rid of this for now because it's just plugging up the waters here. Let's see what kind of a run up we got there. From there to there. It's only 80 points. What's 80 points among friends? It's only a full day's movement. Or afternoon, morning session movement prior to all this craziness beginning. Y'all remember when getting 80 points out of a morning session was a big deal? We're getting it out of 2 candles on a 1 minute chart. All right, so it's looking all right here. It's looking all right, but we did validate a breaker right here. The upside. So now we would have to invalidate it. But there's plenty of room below. Plenty of room below. And I don't even know if this is the fair value gap it's going to respect. We definitely violated this one. I think ES is giving the cleaner signals. We just went back to the open. We left the opening range low. Could possibly be a target to the downside. Coming up on 9:30. That's a good time of day for a reversal to happen. I'm going to put on RTH over here too. Do I have my pre-market low? I do. Okay, so I'm going to put on RTH so we can just look at price action that's going on right now. I'm going to make this big so I don't have to stare at my P&L being in the dumper. I'm going to also spread this out so the lines, so the words are not just right on top of. I can modify it this way too. Right here. I can put it over on the left. There we go. And then we can still see it. So candle bodies did start closing above the halfway point in the upper quadrant. Not good. But at least it's just showing a little ambiguity there. And if NQ's first pres means anything at all, it's just inverted it. I don't think it means anything because of just where it's at. It's right at 200. I don't think it means a thing in the world today. This does mean something. And this does mean something. We're either going to respect it or we're going to violate it. And if we violate it, then we got all of this fair value gap right here that we could offer up into. Previous 4-hour high we just took, rejected. Pivotal point right here. Pivotal point. ES is wicking into that. Fair value gap right here. Back to 80. AS likes to go to 80. And NQ is getting right back up to 50. We blew through all that like it didn't even happen so far. The entire fair value gap paint would be to right there. So now the potential is that we have more upside. This one touched it to the tick over here. So we have conflicting signals on the indexes. Stay away, guys, stay away. The only thing I would encourage you to do here is take a long, but wait for it to come down to here. And once again, we would need it to leave these highs, but kind of work a little bit up into this, so we definitely invalidate this breaker. We need to get above this line to invalidate that breaker with a candle body. We need to get above there. And on NQ, we would need to get above here with a candle body to invalidate the breaker. If we go up here and we do not, like candle body, stay below the halfway point of this, then we could see more downside here. I think I might risk 50 bucks on it. So getting into this, you can see, so let's say we, for the next 5-10 minutes, we bounce around, but we never have a candle body violate this entire order block, which it's sizable. It's not very sizable over here, maybe 5 points. Let's see, 4 points, no big deal. Wicks, maybe they go above, but the candle bodies respect the halfway point of this. That's an indication of more downside. NQ hasn't even worked into it yet, and that's an indication of more downside. But we're not leaving town. We're not leaving town. This is an orange guy. You can change color. First fair value gap, I color it gray. Negative fair value gaps, sell sides, I color orange. So let's say we get up in here and we work this, and we work it and work it. This one's a big one, much bigger than 4 points. And then we pull away with a fair value gap. That would be a bearish. I know I may sound like an idiot when I say this, but I am sticking to my trading plan. I deviated from it last night by taking too many trades in a range, and I can't do that. My accounts are too small to do that. But I will not take a long today. I'm not going to do it. I'm taking only a reversal trade, only at a 4-hour high or low. I had my day last night. I was out Ubering, and I'll show you where it was. Well, it's not going to be over here. It's going to be on this one. I'll show you exactly where it was. When I'd seen all of this movement after the market closed, okay, so our settlement is way down here, and then Nvidia reports earnings, and since they're the only company that matters in a 100-point index, the price goes through the roof. Dips, goes through the roof again. And then we open here, and we just go up and up and up. Let me see if I can figure out where I got in. I actually took a continuation trade, but I can't remember exactly where I got in. I think it was somewhere around here. Because this wick right here is what got me, I think. No, I think it may have been this one. Yeah, it was this one. No, it wasn't that one. It had to have been this one right here. Let's look at a 5-minute chart. It was this one. This one right here got me. I remember seeing the candles. There was these candles right here, maybe, or maybe these. It wasn't like that. It didn't look like that. It was like a Judas. Immediate rebalance, 80 points to the downside, I think. It may have been these. It may have been these two right here. And so this one stopped me out. And then it continued on my way. Because I was aiming, it was higher up. I was aiming for 25.2. It was this it was this one right here. That was the one that got me, stopped me out. I was up $200. I was in down here. That's the one. I was in right here at the end log for a long. I was up a couple of $100. We've had a little pullback, went up, made a new high there, and then this freaking garbage right there happened. These two candles, this one and this one. And I got stopped out for a loss while I was Ubering. $33 points on those two. Down, straight back up. Took that low. And that's where I had my stop. Thought I was safe. I entered here, so my stop, I'd moved it to break even, so I didn't actually lose money on that trade. I think I ended up making like $10 when I was up 200. It really pissed me off. Really bad. So, right now, we have painted the fair value gap. We're trading in the upper quadrant of it, but we're still respecting the breaker. We had a similar situation like this a couple of days ago. It looked just the same. And this was an afternoon session where we had made a high, and then we kept dancing around here just like this. We go up and down and up and down and up and down. But ultimately, 2 hours later, we had still not violated this breaker. And so I took a short right at the end of the day, and power hour dropped like a rock and salvaged my day. But ES looks like it's violating its breaker. It is. So next target is here. I do nothing until we get there. What would be the equivalent of that over here? We have a daily high just a little bit higher up right here. And I should mark it. It's not a regular trading hour high, so it doesn't really matter that much to the algorithm, but It might be referring to it today. I don't think it's going to be a directional day like the last time Nvidia reported earnings. Oh, look, we still respected it. I thought we were going to close above, but we have no candle bodies closing above this breaker. We took that wick, made a lower high, still valid. I would love to see this thing trade lower. Taking that straight line, expected. So if we can push back up here and not make a new high, I might go short again. See what a 5-minute chart looks like there. At a 5-minute fair value gap, we painted it, left the lows. That's good. Go back to RTH. We left the lows. Now we're working back up into. Did we take that high? What's the high of this? Well, 81 even. 81 quarter. So we took it by 1 tick. Look at ES over here, how it's doing there. On a 5-minute perspective, it's probably working into that same wick. So up, small fair value gap on the 5-minute, wicked into it, still going up. That's all saying bullish. But it could be one of those range things. It looks like we may have a 1-minute that closes above the breaker here, and that would invalidate it. So far, we haven't. Will this one be the one? Seven seconds. We did officially invalidated. Now we still could revalidate it because it is still the highest, the last down close before the highest point. So this could be a lower high and we could fall out of bed again. Nope, no longer is this breaker a breaker. Now it's this one. I think we go higher. I think we go to 6,800 minimum. Oh, man, I'm tired, guys. Coffee's not even doing the trick. This doesn't look like the same price delivery as when Nvidia reported earnings before. Did we go straight up? Yes, but when the market opened, we also continued up. So now we made a higher high. We still did take out that 4-hour fair value gap. We need to mark the breaker over here on a 1 minute. Come on, that is a 1 minute. Thought it was a 5 minute. Seems like those candles are taking 5 minutes to form. So we made the higher high. So now our breaker is actually here. Same kind of a setup as this. Can go away. It doesn't matter anymore. Same kind of setup as ES. It would be kind of fun. So this is 11:20. 3 months ago would have been 9. 10, 9, 8. 8:20. We should go back to 8:20. Let's do it on a 30-minute chart. I'm not liking any of this, and I think this is our target now for the high side. Wouldn't take anything if it popped up, because we're showing no willingness to go down at all. I don't know why that's on there. From yesterday, perhaps, from a year ago. Is this a 30-minute chart? No, it's not. 30-minute chart. We'll do that, and we're going to go back and find August 20. That would be about the same time frame. There we go. August 20. It was the 25th. It must have been. I bet you this is the day right here when they reported their earnings. It's not that big of a gap up though. But we went down, we kind of offered a little bit there, left a gap, and then pretty much continued up the rest of the day. Had one little zippity doodah there. This is the MOC. Is this a different day? Oh no, yeah, this is the Nvidia day right here. Went up and stayed up. And this is a new day. So I bet you the last time Nvidia reported earnings was on August 25th. That right there. Oh, no, that August 22nd. So the day is already looking a lot different than that. Open with a gap up. Made no attempt to fill it really. I mean, that's the open right there. We wicked into that gap just a tiny little bit, and then we went up the rest of the day and then consolidated. Let's look at this just for a moment. Wonder if they ever let me. No, they won't let me sign in over here. The Ninja Trader Arena is not letting me sign in. I wonder if I try to sign in here if it'll work. No. Ninja Trader is doing like TOPSTEPX. It's Project Ninja. Okay, that let me in. See, I was signed up for a micro Bitcoin contest. Yeah, roll that son of a gun. A micro Bitcoin contest, and I'm trying to figure out. Hey, we're falling. That's silver. I should be trading silver. I should forget about all of this index. I made $6,000 trading this thing one day on the last contest I did. Let's look at its 30-minute. Let's look at its day first. So we wicked into this fair value gap on the day. Yesterday we traded up pretty high, filled it in. Today we're kind of offering lower. High of day, low of day. I like where it hit on that wick. That's 50% of that wick. Let's go look at that. I was gonna first, let's just do this. I remember saying then, how could one company control the market? One company. Are they reporting everything on a monthly basis? Earnings date November 19, 4 p.m. February, that's 2026. Okay, so the last one was actually August 27th. So we got to go back to that day. It wasn't the 22nd. It was the 27th. '29, 27. $4 p.m. 9:30. Okay, so we did not open with a gap. It's this day right here, 9:30 to 4. So that's our day that we had an NVIDIA earnings last time. Right there. This price action still, I don't think, is doing anything I want to see, but let's take a peek at it. So we're trying to validate the breaker again. So the first 30 minutes, we open, we push down to some unknown place. And then we started offering higher for the rest of the day. See if we can get back there. Let's do a 5-minute, it'll be easier. I'm watching that thing. Man, that's gonna be a long way back. There it is, right there. There's our day on a 5-minute chart. We actually put up a reversal pattern to the upside. That was kind of what I was wanting to see today. I was wanting to see a pullback and then run up just like it did last time. Our opening candle was green. We pulled down, we took out some liquidity, probably a pre-market low, took out that guy, which was a previous day, afternoon 4-hour, I bet you. Yeah, afternoon 4-hour low right there. And then traded up the remainder of the day. That was NVIDIA's earnings last time. That's ES, not NQ. So the price movement is not going to be nearly as, you could probably quadruple it, and that's what it was over the NQ. 42 points. So that would be like a 200-point move on NQ, but I bet it was bigger than that. So it's definitely not taking this shape. We're definitely not doing that today. So that kind of makes me hopeful that this may be the high of the day right here. I moved that stupid thing. There we go. So this could possibly be the reversal pattern we're looking for. Let's go back to a 1 minute chart over here and go back to where we are actually trading and see what kind of a PD array it's putting up, because I want them to match. Back to first presentation fair value gap. Validating the breaker to the downside. Can we invert it? Like I said, I don't think this one means anything. If we can invert this one, might have something to work with here. On a 15-second chart, our breaker would be way up here and we would be way validated. The danger of waiting for these things to validate is we get in at the bottom of a range if we are in fact ranging. So let's look at a 5 minute chart here. It's putting up a pretty nice signal, to be honest. Even the 5 minute breaker is being validated here. 4 seconds till this candle finishes. Okay, so that's a really nice little setup. But we have to wait another 5 minutes for this one to see if we actually leave this open. And we have no fair value gap below the breaker over here yet, so nothing valid yet to take. I've got to wait for 3 minutes for this thing to form anyway, so I might as well just look at it on a 5 minute chart. I got to wait for 3 minutes for after a fair value gap forms below the breaker. And so I might as well look at it on here. I'm not tempted to jump into a trade. Looks like it could grow some legs. At least go to the bottom of the range. Where was opening range high over here? Right here? Yep, that was opening range high. We took it. Let's look at the 15-minute candles. Minute candles, just barcoding basically. Looks like we might be getting a fair value gap over here. Let's go back to a 1 minute. Nope, not yet. See if we're getting one over here. Nope, not yet. We are inverting the first pres. I like that. We could play off of it and just go ahead and take a short here. $5 points would be $50, back to 80, right above this right here. I'd already be out of the trade if we decided to pop back up there. Don't y'all wish y'all had a neighbor that cranked up his race cars every morning, let him rumble? It's a good sound. Wakes you up better than coffee. No fair value gaps yet. Got these relative equal lows. Probably should have played off of this fair value gap here and not worried about the breaker so much. Seven, 78 to those lows, 71, 9, 8, 7 points. That would have been about $60. Bottom line, I know what I'm looking for and I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. This could actually be a fair value gap. Let's see if it'll hold. We've moved quite a ways. It would be inverting the first prez over here if it does hold. Huge gap below. RTH 4 hour taken twice. Lower high. This could be it. If we can get an entry. I'm gonna try it right here. I'm gonna just go 2. I'm gonna sell 2. I'm gonna try to sell 2 right there at that high. We haven't even respected this fair value gap yet, so I might get smoked here. I should wait. I should wait. So we could rip all the way back to 20 and that would stop me out over here. It's not even going to give me an opportunity to enter anyway. We had that opportunity right there, but we had not created a fair value gap yet. So nope. We should get a pullback. If we leave these lows and we get a pullback somewhere up into this area, or even this area over here, that even that fair value gap right there, that would be cause to enter a short. If we can get up there and then stop going higher. It would be worth taking a trade on. For ES, it would be right here. But I want to see where this candle stops first. It could be a 100-point candle to the upside. We don't know that yet. So far, it is not respecting first presentation fair value gap, and it has gone up 37 points. Yeah, I could say that would be an entry. Definitely. Just don't know how to get in without just do a market sell, maybe. And that's rapid. I mean, you just have to have your order sitting there waiting to get filled and hope, pray. But that is a nice PD array. I'm going to do it over here since it's a little less volatile. And I'll put my stop above that. That's $60. Now let's pray. It actually would need to go all the way up here. I just don't know if I want to risk that much. So it needs to be above this fair value gap candle. I just don't know if I want to risk that much. So I'm going to put it above that candle. The movement on NQ would be much better as far as like how rapidly, I mean, we're going to put on multiple points getting to these lows if we get to them. I'm going to break even already. Tempted to take profit already. But the downside potential is huge here if we actually do try to sell off. And I might try to add some if we do. So there's opening range low. Touched it by a tick. There we go, keep pushing. Keep pushing. NQ is falling out of bed over here. %25 of the gap is there. NQ touch 20, pop back up. Now it's at 20 again, pop back up. Where's pre-market low over here, guys? Right here. Pre-low over here is way down here. That's actually the low of the New York session as it stands. So that's my target. I'm gonna try not to mess with it and just leave it alone. I hope this works out. If it does, I'm probably gonna go back to bed. I'm tired. Been staying up burning the midnight oil. NQ could take pre-market low and ES not even get close to it the way it's falling. Could we go back to settlement? Wouldn't that be lovely? I like the fact that we're not bouncing right back up here, and I'm seriously considering adding. If I put on 4 of these, it'll be like putting on 2 of the Well, actually, this price movement's been, it's like a 1 to 4 ratio over here. It'll be like putting on one of those. All right. Keep pushing. 650 is a bounce point for ES. So if it gets to 650 and wants to bounce, and we're also getting close to a round number over here. And I'm not even thinking I'm going to get that money back today that I lost, because you know, you can't trade like, oh, I got to make that money back. You can't do that. That money's gone. When you lose it, it's gone. You can't get it back. So just forget about that money and trade every trade like an individual trade. I think the pre-market low here could get taken, and then we bounce and leave the pre-market low for ES. I'm even questioning, is that the pre-market low? Because it's so far down there in comparison. We're almost there. If I would have taken this in NQ, this would have been a $400 or $500 trade already. Yeah, that's the 50 bounce point. Still haven't taken pre-market low. So I would like to see it get below 50 here and continue lower. But here we almost made it to 25,000 and we're bouncing back up. Going back to 25.1. See how volatile this is? I mean, that was a huge swing. Opening range low over here is actually this end wall high. So I'm not going to mark it out. I'm going to put on extended just for a minute and put on a 15-minute chart on the extended. I don't really think it makes that much difference, but sometimes it'll take a low on the extended and bounce. And I need to know that information. So we didn't. We still have a little bit more room to go. I think pre-market low is our target here. I would like to get some more soldiers working in my favor, but I'm not sure this is a good add point down here. It would be okay up here, possibly right at that high. Opening range low would be a perfect spot to pull back to and then dip. So pulling back to here on NQ. And that's a huge freaking drop right there, guys. I'm gonna measure it. But NQ just been so volatile. That's 211 points. If I would have gotten in around the same position, which would have been, well, the open was just insane, so I don't know if I could even do that. 1 minute chart. If I would have gotten in here at first press, that's at 200, we would be sitting at over 100 points right now. So 100-point move. I'm taking this off as soon as this hits that green line. We are inverting 50 finally. I wish ES would take its pre-market low, but I don't know that it'll make it that far. Pre-low would be half below or below the 25% of the gap. How are we doing over here on the gap fill? Well, we just tapped 25. That's where we kind of stuttered. So half of it is right here at 24,970. 24,970. Okay. Pre-market low is about to fall. I'm not just going to immediately kill it, but it could be one of those situations where it touches it and absolutely rips freaking higher. I'm going to take this off because it's no longer in play. So I'm going to keep my finger on the button. Maybe we take it, take back some of this move, maybe go back to the opening range low and then continue down. That could be a possibility. Push through it with authority. Put up 100, it just took it by a tick. Push through. Put up a 100-point candle to the downside now. Just took it by a tick. I'm going to take it off. And it's also at 50. So I'm probably going to regret it like I did yesterday, that I should have just held, because this is a good sell-off. But that is an important level right there. And the way this thing, I mean, it could absolutely fly back to the upside here. So I'll take that. Got back a little bit of my overnight losses. If it does continue down, well, I'm just going to take this as a pullback and think NVIDIA is going to lead the show and we're going to go back to the highs. See how bad I am off now. I'm only 160 in the hole. Thank God I was patient on that. Thank God. Probably could have held this a little longer. It's not bouncing at the pre-market low like I thought it would. But I would not be surprised to see a 40, 50 point candle, 1 minute candle to the upside here. Maybe take out this high right here. Possibly even back to the NWOG. Wouldn't surprise me not one bit. We are in London MOC right now. Last 30 minutes of the London session. And you will typically see a sell-off during that time. Do I still have extended on over here? Yeah, I do. That's the London low right there that we're taking right there. Yeah, I should have left it on. That's all right. That's all right. I did what I thought was best. I'm not going to worry about that. The fact that New York did not bounce at the pre-market low is kind of nice. But now we're at the London low. So maybe that's the point, because we are in London MOC. That was the London low we just took. Okay, so now let's look over here at this one on the London low. Just Out of curiosity. We just took the London low here. I think that's London low. Oh, that's 8:27 a.m. That's not even our pre-market low. So London low over here is right there. Does ES want London low as well? Maybe. Maybe. I already killed my trade, so I can't get back in. Till we take some of this stuff and hopefully offer back higher, I can't get back in. Let's see here. No, that's not what I want. I want coordinates. Let's change to a 15-minute chart. Coordinates. Make her bigger. Okay. Man, that was a push. That fooled everybody. Man, we are just ripping. These pre-lows and London lows would correspond pretty well with the end dog. I sure as hell wish I would have taken a NASDAQ. I'm just so scared of it right now. Dad gum, we're just flying down. London low and pre-low here. I'm going to switch. 1 minute chart. I think I'm going to demand half gap, but this could be it. This could be it. Short-minded all week. Nvidia screwed me over. Not even thinking about reversing here yet. We're at 50% of last week now over here. And that corresponds well with the new day opening gap. I'm trying it here, guys. I'm going to try buy 2 right here. Let's do a 15-second chart. All right, I'm in. I don't know why I did the 15-second chart, because I didn't time my entry very good at all. Half gap is a significant level, so I'll just kill it really fast if it starts running against me. But I'm expecting a bounce here. We just took out a significant level on NQ. Half gap. We took out London low and pre-low over here. I like the possibility here that we go all the way back to the high. I mean, Nvidia reported good earnings, for Christ's sakes. Can't we go up? Kill it quick. Nope, we can't go up anymore. Nvidia sucks. Nvidia doesn't matter at all anymore. All of a sudden, we're going to fill this entire gap, 500 points to the downside. Trying to pick the tops, now I'm trying to pick the bottoms. Do I have this marked correctly? According to this came much higher. Let's go to a 1 minute over here. But I think that's what it's doing, is it's putting in that candle. There we go. What's up? You need me to mute so you can talk to me?
No, I'm just gonna sign language.
We have a 25% of the week that we just wicked into, plus the end dog, plus the 50% gap. Potential reversal point here. London low taken, pre-market low taken. This is 50% of ES gap right here at this dotted line. Potential gap fill. I am bearish on the month after all. And we wicked into that fair value gap, that bearish fair value gap up here. Right there. So yeah, I killed this way too early. Way too early. I could have been even on the day. Now I'm waiting on something else to happen. So 50% of ES just now got taken. We need to be looking at potential reversal signal over here. But we are past the 50% mark. And if we go past the 50% mark, well, that's in the first 30 minutes, but it's like an 80% chance that we fill the whole dadgum thing. So now we've made a new low. Our breaker is here. These lines no longer matter, other than the fact that we took them. So we can get rid of them. These 4-hour RTH highs, they don't matter either. In dog still important, in wog is still important. First pres worked. See if we can get a fill here. I would like to see it start trading back up, just because we're at we've taken some good levels here. These are no longer pertinent. They can go away. They could serve as resistance or something, but we're not that far from settlement. I was going to look at a 1 minute chart and make sure I have that marked correctly. Where we closed at 315. Yeah, that's right. That is correct. No longer pertinent. No longer pertinent. A lower low. New breaker. We should be marking these same things over here. Don't really need to see all of that over here. I'm going to put it back on a bigger time frame. So we have a new breaker over here, and it's right here. We're validating over here, or at least getting above it. Bullish order block. I might try NQ over here. Just one though. If we can validate this guy on both indexes. $50 is a point where we like to reverse. Rip down. I mean, these are giant freaking candles, guys. Good Lord. Big movement if we go back up. We just take a little bit of this run down back. That's a 56 point candle. How big is our breaker? $32 points. That's too big for me. Let's see how big it is over here. 7 points. 7 points by times 5 is $35. That'd be a $70 stop loss to get below the breaker, depending on where we enter. It's looking good. Back to the end dog. Got a lot of room to run back to the highs. I want NQ, but man, it's volatile. Dang, it's volatile. See how this candle finishes. We're back above 50 here. Just went back to it. This sure is a long 30 seconds. Potential fair value gap here. Potential fair value gap here. Took those highs. Finally, will we leave it open? Wicked all the way back down through the breaker. Like it doesn't even matter. That's why NQ is freaking scaring me to death. This looks to be right at a 100-point move. 75, 80. 80-point move right there. And you're going to jump in there with a mini thinking we're going up or anything. The move back up from here was also, that's 100, 92. So this might be where we fall into a range for a while. May not be anything worth trying to take. What I like to see on a reversal pattern is a clear exhaustion wicket and then go the other way. Not a bunch of consolidating garbage. So we may have more downside here. If this low gets taken. It got taken on NQ. So that means we have a new breaker and it's even bigger than the last. Way up here. SMT, divergence, lower low, higher low. I can't even imagine ES not wanting 6,700, but anything's possible, I guess. If it gives the signal, I'm taking it. I don't think we're there yet though. When breakers fail to validate, go short. %75 of the gap is almost there. That would correspond well with, this is the open at 6 o'clock. So this is the entire move of the night. Going to be taken back right there. Man, I wish I would have left a runner on that thing. Just one. Just one. Would have paid me so much money. Dag, flab it. I'm pretty good at doing the wrong thing. Breaker inversion would be we would come to this line, reject. Possibly this line and reject. But we're already at the bottom of the run, so I'm not going to do that. But if you wanted to try to get a little scalp, you could. Is there any news that's driving all this sell-off? I don't even have anything pulled up. Oh, I was going to look here to see if I had. No, I don't have any extra accounts on there. So I think something happened with Ninja Trader Arena. It's just not ever logging anybody in. We don't need that. I was going to look at silver as a possibility. Kind of wish I would have. Let's look at it over here. I was considering taking a short in silver. right about, it probably would have been right around this area. That would have been a really nice little deal because we filled that gap there and then we started offering lower, and I was thinking, man, I think this, it was a wick. It was a wick on a daily chart. We filled this gap. So yeah, I was actually thinking about taking a short somewhere around here. That would have been one of those $1,000 silver days. Now we're pretty far down the run. I think this was, that may have been a gap I had on there. I don't know what I had on there for. Maybe the weekly thing. I'm not sure why I had it on there. The 4-hour RTH doesn't look too fancy. That's the one we took. We took that one. So the lower hanging fruit. Man, this is still just ripping. I left so much money on the table. But I got some of it. I got some of it. It's relative equal lows on the 4-hour. It's today's movement. We took that 4-hour high. That would have been a nice trade. But because of the rip up, we don't really have a breaker to work on, but still we could have worked off that fair value gap right there. That would have been a really nice trade because this is $5 a freaking tick. Or, I mean, I'll show you. I'm not interested in this right now because of we need at least 3 minutes. I'm going to just get over here on silver and I'm going to just show you what 1 micro silver can do. See this right here? They're like half cent increments and they're like $10-15. I sold short and I shouldn't have probably, but it doesn't matter. I was just showing you the price movement. So half cent increments is $5. How many half cent increments have we fallen from right there? When I traded this in that contest, I was up over $7,000 in one day on this. So we've gone 78 cents. So you double that. That's 100 and, well, let's just say 60. Let's say 80. So that would be 160 times 5. 160 times 5. 500. $800 to right there. That's an $800 move in silver. We did have some volatility, but we didn't rip all the way back up in this high resistance type stuff. We're going to fill this gap, it looks like to me. We're almost back to settlement. I would have never dreamed we'd have gone that far down. I sure wish I would have held that trade. Silver does have some potential. It is volatile, but it does have some potential in that you can make big money on it. And when the equities are going absolutely freaking nuts, it's a viable option. I'm going to just leave that on to see if we can get down here to these 4-hour lows. We'll try to go to that one. That's $375 to there on one micro silver. We'll go back to MNQ now. Just leave silver alone for a while. Maybe come back and check it later. I can't freaking believe we're filling this 500 point gap and I'm not catching any of it. Wonder what's going to happen when we get there. We need to start marking out some 4-hour lows. Oh man, look at that. Look at that bounce. Where's this coming from? This is the second day in a row where I had a level picked out and I got scared off before I killed my trade before it got there. But the movement's been so erratic, I'm not going to beat myself up too much about that. I'm already in the hole. I needed to lock in some profit, so it's 209 right now. I think I did try one more trade because I was a little better off than that just a second ago. I did try long right here, I think, and that's what got me. Wonder what's going to happen at settlement. Breaker, potential breaker here now. NQ's potential breaker, same spot. This is really lending towards my hypo that this is a previous day settlement that we're selling off all the way down to this October low by the end of this month. It's really lending to that hypo there. Man, I wish I would have held that son of a gun. This is thousands of dollars over here on one micro. I don't know if it'd be $1,000. It would be at least $1,000 bucks. At least $1,000 bucks. Because on one micro, $500, 500 points is 1,000. So if I would have gotten in somewhere around this breaker, where we are right now, it's right at almost $500. So that would have been 1,000 on one. If I didn't add anything on the way down, one, 500 bucks. $1,000. Son of a B word. But I am liking this movement. I am liking the fact that we're going to a place, we're taking out a high, and then we're going to the low. We haven't been doing that. This is normal movement. Even though it's a ton of movement, it is normal movement. And I wouldn't be surprised if we take settlement and go straight back up to the top. Man, I just messed up. I'm liking this. I like seeing reversal patterns. They have not been clean. They have not been good at all. And I like the fact that we're seeing them again. So I got to get to the RTH over here and move my stupid gap fill thingy back. I mean, at this point, the quadrants aren't even important. Maybe they are. Well, maybe they are. Because if we have a pullback, it could go to one of those quadrants and reject. Regular trading hours. Okay, so where's my fib? There's the open. 75% of the gap has been filled. Everybody's thinking we're going to settlement. NQ may have already hit it. No, not yet. But we do have a new breaker, potential breaker. you take along here? I would, if it gives me the signal. If you're wondering why I'm not joining this move in progress, is because I was short from up here. And I killed it somewhere around here. And my experience has taught me that if I try to join this move in progress, I'm going to lose. And so I'm not going to join it in progress. I should have held this one. I should still be holding it. This is the only place that really gave an exit signal. That's my exit signal. If we even attempt to validate a breaker, I get out. And we did attempt to validate a breaker right there. And so I would have been in it till to 67.25, and I got in it somewhere around here. 2 ES, $5, $10 a point. $10 a point, $460. NQ has officially made it to settlement. We have a new breaker, potential breaker. What kind of size are we looking at on that breaker? $59-point breaker. Let's see what ES is looking like over here. Another potential breaker for it. How many points are we looking at there? $13. It's too much volatility, too many points. New low, new potential breaker. On both indexes. Oh, I got somebody in chat. Mason Tree Tea. Interesting, he says. What do you find interesting? How big is this breaker? It's not quite as big as the other one, but it's still big. Not quite at the top, so I won't quite do it. 11 points. On one ES, 11 points would be $50. Let's see about this one. To get a stop below it, you're going to have 57-point stop on one NQ. micro, that is $114 stop loss. I don't know that I have the cojones for that right now, but I will try to get in this if we validate. But I'm not going to put that big of a stop loss. And I'm okay with ES rejecting to go to settlement. I would prefer to see it go to settlement though. I want it to find the bottom here. This is yesterday's first prez. Make sure I got my 4 hours. I don't know that I marked them out over here. No, wrong. And this is, yeah, this is RTH. Okay, good. See how the candles freeze whenever you get on this bigger time frame? Price not moving at all. So this is the one I just put in, I guess. Potential breaker. So our 4 hours are here and here, and they're relatively equal low. Could we trade that far down today? If we do, I sure missed a big opportunity. Being short from up here. We're validating, looks like. Trying to. We're well past the close of London, about to work into the lunch hour. Let's look over here at the 15-minute chart. If we pulled back to a 15-minute high and continued down, it would be 200 points. I'm actually thinking of taking this trade if we can validate this. But I am going to take it in ES, and I think I might just take one, just because of the length of that breaker. See how NQ reacts to its high right there. Okay, so we got a fair value gap forming if it stays open. See if it'll be one, and it'll be a blue one. It may not even materialize. Yeah, we already filled it back in. So no fair value gap to the upside there on either index. We swept this high, those highs. Working that 57-point breaker. Man, did I ever miss this opportunity, guys. Man, did I ever make $200 on this opportunity, guys. That's what I should be saying. I got $200 of my money back that I lost last night, but I left a lot on the table. Second day in a row. Back to settlement. Pushed higher. Oh, man. That is a beautiful fall from grace for NVIDIA right there. Everybody thought it was going to the moon, and they smoked those longs right there. They smoked the hell out of them. I'm sleepy. Man, this is beautiful. I wish I was still a part of it. This is, I think, yesterday's MOC, or point of control, if you're a market profile guy. I wonder if I can do a visible range indicator over here for MOC, market profile fixed range. So I'll do it from here to here. Yeah, so this is yesterday's point of control right there, that red line. If we just do today's movement, point of control for today, let's do this. No. Maybe I just delete it. Okay, let's try another one on just today's movement, because we don't have a point of control for it right now. Low of last week, we're pushing through it. Dad gum, did I ever miss an op here? I can't stick to my hypo. Right there. So yeah, point of control is up here. Potential for more upside is pretty good here. But we're probably gonna need to take one of these 4 hour lows. I can't believe this movement, and I'm missing out on all of it. All of it. This would have definitely been a home run type of day. But we haven't had normal movement. We have not had normal movement in 8 weeks. This is the first normal movement we've had. The last 2 days have been what I would call normal movement. We go somewhere, we take out a high, and then we go and take out a low. That's normal. This is even a little bit abnormal. We filled a 500-point gap, and now we're ripping lower like there's no tomorrow. I don't think yesterday's first presentation fair value gap is going to hold any weight here, but maybe. That looks like that should be a 4 hour low over here. So let's see where we're going on NQ. Yeah, there's a 4 hour low here, and there's one here, and then we got October low. Are we going to October low? That's crazy. Oh, there's first presentation fair value gap from yesterday. Let's see if it holds any weight. We hung out there a lot yesterday. So if we just did that fixed range MOC, that's about where we would be. That's where we hung out a lot. So I'm not worried about this one's. I'm gonna put the other one back up. And let's just see fixed range volume profile for yesterday only. Right to there. Yeah. So we're below the POC for yesterday. But that is where we love to be yesterday for sure. What does it mean for today? I don't know. Damn it, I've been short all month saying we're ripping lower, we're gonna go lower. Damn Nvidia and their earnings. Analysts several months ago put out a prediction for the end of the year for S&P 500. And you know what that prediction was? 64 around 6,400. And that's our relative equal lows on the weekly, monthly, daily, all of that. And we also have relative equal lows here, 4 of them. So we could fall out of bed and then Santa Claus rally right up to there and be right where those guys predicted it was going to be. But man, I should have left this one running. Son of a B word. Did we take that low? We did. We did. Are we going to double tap it? Did we take it on ES? See, we did these relative equal lows on ES the other day. I don't know if now is the time to go looking at financial juice. This is no longer important, is it? We don't even have a breaker within 100 miles of this thing. We took that one by a tick, it looks like. Let's double check. Yeah, we took it. We took it. A 19-point rip on ES. Insane. Insane. Bouncing off the low of last week, right here. I'm scared to even measure this damn candle. 99 points. Wow. Let's get in there. Let's get in there and do some trading on this deal. Surely we can just pick a spot on the chart and be right. I think this is actually the reversal point, possibly the reversal point, but I don't know that I could even take a long at this point. Where's our breaker? Go to a 15-second chart here. 15-second chart, breaker is right here at the first press. We came back to it, we're pulling away. I'm gonna try one. I'm gonna try one. And I'm only trying one freaking micro. Limit by one freaking micro right there. Let's just try to get back to settlement here, guys. I'm going to kill it quick. If we can get back to settlement, how much money will I get? $70 on one. One micro ES, the one that doesn't really produce much money. Gonna have to go quick. I can't take any of this heat. We took those highs right there, so that could have been all we wanted. Shift in market structure on a 15-second chart for sure. For sure, for sure. Could we run these highs? Could we go back to the open? On one ES, if we went back to the open, I'd make $250. I think settlement is all I'm willing to reach for. And I don't think we're even going to get there. 32 bucks in the hole, one ES. Back to the breaker. Respect it. Respect it. Respect it. Yeah, good. Good. Don't hate this. I don't hate it. I'm starting to hate it. Don't hate it as much. Let's go. Let's get there. Come on. Come on. Do me a solid here. Come on. One time. We shouldn't be revisiting. Yeah, we shouldn't be revisiting. I'm out. That's one micro ES. One micro ES. It's just ripping like NASDAQ. And this could work out. I can't take the heat. I can't take the heat. I don't know that that first presentation fair value gap holds any weight whatsoever for today, but ICT says they do matter days later. So he knows what he's talking about. I don't. And we did seem to invert it here. All right, pushing lower. I'm gonna check financial juice. We made this one. We still have this one. I'm not interested in it unless we take it. I'm gonna check financial juice. Financial juice, University. Need to know. Feds cook, not all market volatility is problematic. Black Friday. So this, maybe Ukraine's president agreed to work on U.S. draft plan to end the war. I'm ready to work with Europe. Okay, what time did that happen? 10:24. Any other red news? 10:24. Hey, I think I'd like to end the war. Oh man, let's fall out of bed. Let's see what time we started falling out of bed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. You're not going to take this low for the second time to visit it. You're full of crap. I don't believe you. Potential 1 minute breaker is now here. think it'll end up being this one because I think we're taking that low at least. Maybe these. So when did all this start? Was it at 10:24 ish? That's Central Time. So that would be 11:24 here. Really not. It started before all that. So no, that wasn't the catalyst. It was just a damn breaking all the rules. Man, I really should have held that son of a gun. Really should have held it. If I would have got in on NASDAQ, man, we're talking $1,200 on one micro by this point. In here, in at least at the first press. I can't even get down there. Well over 600 points. 600 points on one micro is $1,200. So I would have been looking at $1,500 with very little risk. Very little risk. And what did we really do up here other than consolidate? Took out the opening range high. Took back that entire overnight move and then some. Okay, so now we've taken another 4-hour low that we've left for 2 days. Will we get a reversal here? Another potential breaker. Gigantic one. Should I just mark it in a micro and just pray? Or continue to demand market do what I want it to do before I enter a trade? I did the market in thing last night, and that's how I got $400 in the hole. So I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna freaking do it. This thing can run down the rest of the day, and I won't even take a short. Another potential breaker. I should have been looking at that as an opportunity to get short and held that thing till the cows come home. $1,600 is where I'd be sitting on one micro NQ right now. $1,600. If I would have just held the son of a bitch, how much would I be on two MNQs? They didn't have as many points to fall, but you get more per point. I got in right there. Right there. So $10 a point. And where are we right now? $164. 164 points times 10. I would be up $1,645. Regrets, I have a few. Holy cheese balls. Holy. I've been saying it was going to do this. I've been saying it all month. Every single day, every time I get on the computer, I say, we're falling out of bed this month. But I didn't believe it today. I did not believe it today because of NVIDIA and the way it performed last time we had their earnings and the way it performed when the earnings came out and the way we went all night long with no downside. Except for the one long that I got into. That was the only downside we had. I should have stuck to my monthly hypo. I think at this point, rather than looking for a long, I know it's going to find a bottom. I know we're going to get some sort of a reversal pattern. I think it'll be short-lived. But maybe rather than looking for a long, maybe I should be looking for an opportunity to get short on one of these pullbacks. See, I'm trying to talk myself into a trade because I don't want to miss out on all this movement. So I need to remind myself now that I am a reversal trader and I only take trades at higher time frame. Highs, or lows, and only when a reversal pattern is present. Did we have one here? We did. Did I take the trade? Yes, but I took it over here. And I killed it when we got to a normal reversal point, which was pre-market low. That's the normal reversal point. That's the low of New York session. And so I'm not upset with the way I handled that trade. I wish I would have waited just a little bit longer because it absolutely fell out of bed. Pre-market low. It was, I think it was like right here. We just did one little green candle on NQ. It was like right here. And it looked like we could possibly reverse there. We wicked it, started green back up, I killed it. We have taken two relative equal lows on the 4-hour chart. If I get a reversal pattern here, I have to take it because that's my trading system. I do believe I will lose this trade if it does materialize. Let's look at the size of our breaker. That was not quite to the top. 79 effing points, guys. 79 points on our breaker. 150 point stop loss just to get to the bottom of the breaker. And if it fails, that's a huge loss. I can't take that loss. I can't take that loss. So if we put on one of these guys, what would that do for us? 18 points. One of them would be $5 times 18. Let's just do 20. That'd be easier. That'd be $100 stop loss if we validated this breaker. $100 stop loss on MES. One. How's silver doing, I wonder? I wonder how my silver trade's working out over there in my practice account. That might just be all I need to do today. Well, looky there. It made $389 up for me. And I had a stop loss in there and everything. I wonder what it's looking like. I bet it's continuing down. Well, it just took out a 4-hour low. And it's putting up a reversal pattern. Let's take a peek at that. Took out a 4-hour low. What the hell is this? Premium bracket enabled. Oh, that's my market profile thing I had on the other one. Okay, yeah, we clicked it. We'll get rid of it. And let's just look. Silver took out a low, filled a gap. What kind of a reversal pattern are we putting up here, guys? Breaker. Validated. Purple guy. What kind of a stop loss? I mean, this is $5, a freaking tenth of a cent, or hundredth of a cent. So I don't even know what kind of a stop loss that would be. $11 times 5, 55. Do we have a fair value gap? We do have one pushing through the breaker, but not one above the breaker. And we just swept that. Did it start falling out of bed the same time frame? No, it didn't. Interesting. So we could actually fall down all the way to here. With wicks, as long as candle bodies respect. And we could have some upside potential here for silver. Middle of the range. And this one's no longer important. The middle of this range would be here. Huh. Hey, looky here. We made a higher low. And we're trying to validate a breaker. ES or NQ took out a 4 hour, made a higher low, trying to validate a breaker. Hmm. Could just be ranging. The low of that breaker is this 15-second breaker. That's the low of it here. We do have this fair value gap above it. I'm going to try this one. I'm going to try it. On a 15-second breaker. I'm not buying two. I'm just going to do one. And I'm going to try it right here. Nope. Right there in that volume imbalance on the 15-second chart. I'm going to try it right there. See if we get filled. How big is my stop going to need to be? I would say this low. I might regret this. So that's 13 points times 5. 10 would be 50 bucks. I'm only risking 50 bucks. No matter what, I'll put it below this fair value gap right there. Probably going to get smoked again. Maybe not. Maybe I should just take $20. Back to the breaker. Leave town, you dirty rat. Go back to settlement or something. Oh yeah, go. Go. Thank you. Keep going. I might actually have some smarts about me yet. Keep going. Break even's better than loss. If we're just ranging, then I'll get break even. These 15-second candles are scary. Let's go to a 1 minute. It won't hurt as bad when I get stopped out on a 1 minute. Bah, yeah, we're just ranging. Okay. It was worth a try. Made $8. Maybe. Market fill might not have made $8, but got a little back. Got a little back. So the 15-second chart I'm not going to use. But we know this line is the breaker for that 15-second chart. And there is a fair value gap here. So if we respect it, which we're not, then more upside potential. may have respected the fair value gap, but we're not clean. We're not clean. I think at this time of day, the best thing is the only thing you can do on it is really anticipate. If we start offering higher, you got to anticipate where we will stop, and then maybe we head lower again. So the only thing you can do in this situation is take a long, because this could be a potential loser. We could go up 150 points from wherever you entered on a maybe this is where we're reversing situation. This we at least have a bottom. We took two relative equal lows on the 4 hour. We took two over here on the 4 hour. At least we have a bottom that we can reference. If it doesn't validate, then we just don't trade. We take our loss for the day. I mean, I got that loss last night, and I've made some of it back. And would I rather be making $1,600 on this trade right now? Yeah, but hell, I didn't know it was going to fall 800 points. I mean, I've been bearish, but this was a little extreme. All because Zelensky said he was considering talking to Trump. Silver actually doesn't look too bad for the middle of the range, but it's following the equities, not quite. I mean, that reversal is more of a high resistance. The candles are up and down, up and down, up and down, where this was a low resistance run. That's actually the ones I love to see. Second day in a row I was in on a trade and killed it way early. I think the equities are going to be out for me today. I think I might end the live stream and come back this afternoon and see if we can get some 20-point candles instead of 70, 80-point candles. Normal movement for ES in a day is about 100 points. Let's look at this. So this would be a normal daily candle for ES here. That was a little extreme. That's 113 points. And today, you know, even when ES was up, or when NQ was up, we're at almost 200 points. When NQ was up here, it was up from settlement over $500. Well, ES was only up a little over $100. We're about to take out that daily low, and that's also 4-hour relative equal lows here. We have a new potential breaker right here. Silver is also violating its breaker, not quite violated it yet. So this October low also corresponds with a fair value gap, I do believe, or maybe it's a gap on the, it's a gap. I marked it out at the beginning of the week. I don't know which time frame it's on, but let's just check it out. So there's the daily. Okay, so it's a weekly fair value gap right here. And I think that's our target. That's October low. That Friday where we fell out of bed 1,000 points, this is where we stopped. That may be our reversal point for the day. Or maybe we go lower. But I'm betting that we bounce there. So what's that level? 24,157. Maybe we don't take it today. Maybe we don't. maybe we bounce here. We've taken another 4 hour. We got the relative equal lows here on ES. We got a weekly low just below it. We're at 6,000 even. Let's see what we got there. Man, that was a hard freaking push. Okay, so we have a new potential breaker. Not too far away. See what NQ is looking like there. Its new potential breaker is still a little ways away. But we did take a 4 hour low. We just have this one. Are we gonna fall another 200 points today? Really, you think? This is a big psychological level right here for 6,600 is a big psych level. And we took a 4 hour relative equal low. We could continue down. That's a weekly low right there. So we could possibly go to it. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, not too far away. This is a monthly. 6540. Not that far away. 60 points. Look like we're validating the breaker here, getting close to it. Getting close. Very nice. What are we doing over here? We dipped all the way to 311. Taking that out. Fair value gap to the upside. Breaker's all the way over here. Where would we aim to the high side? Settlement? A 15-minute candle high? That would be right here, relative equals. Will it give me an opportunity to enter? That's the question. I'm going to try one here at the breaker. Just right here at the breaker. Dead even with it. And hopefully we can get in on something. I want to leave that. Okay, there we go. We got filled before the candle even got there. That was funny. Okay, I'm going to put my stop below the breaker. How many dollars is that? 35. $35 on the risk. Let's do this, boys. Let's go to that 15-minute chart again. We took it. We took it just barely. So if we aimed for the one that happened before 12 p.m., we could get back to settlement here. We could get back to settlement because we would take out this high right here on that 15-minute chart, and then we could continue down or we could continue up. Or we could get smoked for $35. How much money would we make if we got there? $261. That would get me green on the day. Could we go higher? Could we go to this one? Could we go back to the open? Possibly. Anything's possible. Could we get smoked right here? Absolutely. But I like the way it didn't even take that high, pulled back to the fair value gap, like the way it did that. Doesn't mean we're going to win this trade, because we could get stopped out. But when it leaves highs and then pulls back before taking them, we definitely have a chance to go take them. And respect a fair value gap in the process. Looks like we're not going to make it. Nope. This isn't the one. Maybe it is. We got $35 on it. Let it take it. Don't try to second guess where the market's going. It may bounce off that line and pop right back up. But I bet you I lose this trade. It did bounce off that line. That is the breaker. But we have definitely violated the midpoint of it. Yeah, we're gone. We gone. This still could be the reversal point, but we may make a higher low, or maybe make a lower low, or we may go all the way down to that fair value gap. $35 gone. When breakers fail, I think we could actually do that. It's not that far away. I think we could actually go there. I don't know if we'll go here. That's not that far away. 60 points on a day where we've already dropped 200. Why not? A smart trader would definitely take every push up as an opportunity to sell. Every single one. I'm just not smart. Just not very smart. Well, we didn't make a new low. We made a higher low there. And we made an equal low over here. Silver made a new low. It's wanting to offer higher. So silver has a new potential breaker right here. I don't know anything about silver. I know if the dollar's going up, it usually goes down, but that hadn't even been panning out. And if the dollar's going down, that's Nvidia. Didn't even take that daily high. Dollar. So this is a daily. No, that's a weekly. Daily. So usually when the dollar's going up, it's got some relative equal highs here. This is a 10-minute delay, so it could have already taken those. Today it really hadn't moved that much. Took that high, pulled back. So as it's pulling back, equities ought to be going up. Nothing's making sense. Silver's going up. Silver just validated a breaker. I'm gonna try a dadgum silver trade. I mean, what could be? I couldn't do any worse. I couldn't do any worse. Reversion to the mean for silver. Reversion to the mean would be right there. I got $50 on the risk, and that ain't much for silver. Silver moves fast. And take your money in a heartbeat. Really need to be below this fair value gap candle right here. Probably even below that one, but I'm not moving it that far down. Silver, you got me, you sorry, dirty, rotten scoundrel. Now I'm $344 in the hole again. Shit. Yeah, that's silver. Okay? You need a big stop loss for silver. It was supposed to respect this fair value gap. And it still is, technically. But it's supposed to respect the candle that formed the fair value gap. So you'd have to put your stop down here and risk about $500 on it. Can't do that right now, guys. I'm too far depleted. I think it's going where I said it was going, though. We'll watch it. I could be wrong. We could just be ranging here. If you wanted to take another long over here in NQ and ES, you could do that. I think we're trying to validate, but we do have new relative equal lows right here. So, I don't know. I don't trust it. This would actually be our breaker here now, I think. Did we make a new low? We didn't make a new low. We made higher lows, 3 of them. So our breaker now is all the way up here. No, no, that's still that one. That's the highest. That's the lowest low right here. That's our breaker. Look at silver. Sorry bastard, wick me out and go. I'd be up over 50 bucks there. And that's a freaking micro silver. Can you imagine trading the big silver? You have to have some deep pockets for that. I think this is going to be a directional day. I'm going to actually put in an alert in my phone to let me know when it hits this. And I'm not gonna trade silver anymore, so I'll get rid of that. I'll put it back on MNQ. I'm gonna end the live stream. I'm gonna come back and maybe trade this afternoon. I don't know. I really should take a short here, but we're way too far down the chain for that. This weekly low on ES and this monthly low, one of those is going to be our low target, and we'll get a bounce there. But I can't sit here and watch it until that happens. It may happen in the next 10 seconds. So I need to put an alert in my phone, but I'm getting sleepy. I need to go move around. I can't sit here and watch it forever. Man, with that's 2 days in a row I've missed some wonderful opportunity. But I guarantee you, no one expected that. I've been expecting it to fall out of bed. I have. I've been saying it's going to fall out of bed, but I did not expect it to do that today. I hoped it would. But trying to get back in on this move, that $200 I made on that move down on ES, where I killed it at pre-market, trying to get back on this move, I've lost $144 of it. So I don't know. I think I'm done for the day. I think this is looking very directional. We could get a little bounce. I might be able to get another, $100 back or so. But being bearish on the month, I don't know that I want to take a long. I don't know that I want to do it. I've already tried to and failed. Ultimately, I need to trade my system regardless of what. If the chart tells me to get in on a trade, I should get in on the trade. I just don't really know that I feel comfortable doing it today. I don't know that the signals are going to hold. The last time we had a fall out of bed like this, we had 5 signals fail before the last one finally took. 5. So let's say I risk 50 bucks on every one of those. That's $250 less than what I have right now. So I'd be in the hole nearly 600 bucks before I get one that finally holds. I don't know that I want to risk it today. Don't know that I want to risk it. Black Betty nearly got it last night. She's way depleted. I haven't traded her today. That's how far down I was last night. That's how far down I was when I started today. And she's close. She's close. Not as close as my baby. My baby got down to 18 bucks. 18 freaking bucks. So sitting at 434, I'm happy with that. Even though I wish I wasn't down in this column here. You know, we'll get, these will work eventually. They may not work today, but they will work. And I'll get that money back. No doubt. No doubt in my mind. We're starting to see normal price action again. That's what I'm liking. The reversal patterns are actually holding up. We were just wicking a low and then going without any reversal pattern or opportunity to join. You just had to jump in and hold your breath. And so now that we are seeing the reversal patterns, that means we're back to algorithmic movement. 2 days in a row we've had algorithmic movement. And so that's my bread and butter. That's what we're gonna, that's what I trade. And so I don't have to guess anymore. I don't have to gamble. I can just wait for my signal, take the trade, and we're good to go. I would probably try, let's see, how many have we had fail so far? Truly fail. Not on a 15-second chart. Truly validated breaker with a fair value gap above. On this whole rundown, how many have we had fail? Zero. You would only be able to go to a 15-second chart to get the failures, which that's not what I work off of. I work off the 1 minute chart. So what would a validated breaker look like? Well, we would have 1 minute candle, a close above, and a fair value gap above. Fair value gap respected, continue higher. That would be the optimal entry on a long. And this would be a valid entry. We have taken a 4-hour regular trading hour low. We took relative equal lows. We double tapped them. Didn't want to go lower for some reason. Same over here. We took this 4-hour regular trading hour. These are actually dead ass equal, and that's what scares me. This one is 35. This one is, what? No. 38, 308.50. And this one is 308.50. So they're dead equal. And that gives you a little ambiguity as well. Is this the breaker or that the breaker? So I want to see it make a new low here. I won't take a long unless it makes a new low. If you look at this on a higher time frame, which is what I'm going to do right now, so I'm not tempted to join, like maybe a 15-minute time frame, we have dead equal lows on the 15-minute. I'm not even going to leave this marked as a breaker so I don't get encouraged. But this could be it. This very well could be it. So if we just look at it like that, this is still a 1 minute. We'll put a 5 minute over here. It's just basically a 5 minute range. These are relative equal too. I think that one may have taken it. High of this 5 minute candle. Let me get it where I can actually see the numbers. 66.29 quarter, and this one was 66.29.50. So it took it by 1 tick. So these would be the highs we would be addressing if we're in this 5 minute range situation. It would be this one. And that high is at 1650. 15-minute candle high is getting taken right now. This may be it. This may be the reversal of the day. Let's see the low of this one. Low 68.50. Low 60. Yeah, 88.50, 88.50. Dead equal lows on both of these. Dead equal. So once again, ambiguity. Is this the breaker or that the breaker? They're dead equal. No, can't take it. Can't take it. You could pick one of these 15-minute highs over here and try to sell short to hopefully get those taken. But no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Here's what I'm going to do, and here's what I recommend you do. If you're going to trade a reversal pattern, either sit here and watch, which is going to suck, or put an alert in your phone for this level right here, 65.71 on ES and 24.158 on NQ. If it gets there, you got to trade. This is looking like it's validating a breaker, and we're just going to go straight to the moon. Don't trust it. Do not trust it. We we just took that high. If my hypo is correct, we're about to fall out of bed. But we could also offer to this high. This is the pre-lunchtime 5-minute, or it's right at, or even this high. Lunchtime 5-minute, or even that high. But if we're gonna offer down to these guys, I don't think we'll go much higher than that, really, honestly. We did put up a 5-minute fair value gap. I'm okay with missing this up move just because I've tried twice and failed. Let's look at a 1-minute breaker on this and see if I'm just being an idiot. Okay, so maybe this is our 1-minute breaker and maybe it's that one. We're not sure because we're relative equal. Either one we pick, there is no fair value gap above it. Well, there is. There's one right here. Right there. But we already took that high. So once we take a high, we could offer back lower. It's too ambiguous. It's just too ambiguous. This may be the reversal of the day and we go up from here. I'm okay with missing it. I'm putting that alert in my phone right now. 65.71. This is exciting, guys, because normal algorithmic movement has been absent since the government shutdown. Normal is when you see a reversal pattern, it respects fair value gaps, that's all algorithmic. It touches things to the tick and then goes where it's supposed to go. That's normal algorithmic movement. We haven't seen that. Since the government shutdown, we haven't seen it. And it's returning. It happened yesterday, it's happened today. So that's going to give me some confidence going into the following days. That's why I kill them at $200, because you could get up $200 like I did last night and end up getting stopped out at break even. I got that happen to me. I bet you that happened to me 100 times in the last 2 weeks, last 3-4 weeks. I mean, literally, you'd be rocking and big smile on your face, you're winning, you're up, and then in a 1-minute candle you're stopped out at break even. That's not normal. Normal is we respect fair value gaps, we respect breakers. What's our level here? 24,158. My other alerts are so far up the chart, I can't even believe I'm seeing. I can't even believe what I'm seeing here. 2, 4, 1. I'll have it alert me a little bit before there. If we get down to 24.2 even. 24.2 even. Even the top of that weekly fair value gap, 22.240. If we get there, I want to start paying attention. You see this move up, it's still not very aggressive. Let's see if we have any fair value gaps on the NQ. Not really. It's just a stair step, high resistance. This is the only one, and it's the same place. The only one above the maybe breaker, which would be either this one or that one. If it's this one, then we have one. If it's this one, we don't. So too much ambiguity. That's not the trade I would want to take. Okay, so and then the ES alert, I got to put that in. ES. Six 5 7 1. So really at this point, I'm thinking if we drop below 65.90. That's where I'll put my alert. I want to start paying attention there. 65.90. Because then that means we're going to be probably heading to one of these. If we can get here, surely we can get there. This really, if you have not gotten short along the way here, because we took a 4-hour low, I could not take a short here. I couldn't do it. But on a 15-minute chart, typically on a directional day like this candle top would be our point of contention, possibly settlement. So if you get a reversal pattern there to the downside, you could take it and be okay, most likely. I would prefer to see it leave this high, offer lower, and then go take it back to settlement at the end of the day during MOC or the afternoon session. That's what I would prefer to see happen. Then you could even put a little fib on that and see if it respects the halfway point. If it starts rejecting off of that halfway point, that would be algorithmic. Touching that to the tick would be algorithmic. And you may even go to a smaller time frame and see that's a 5-minute high or something like that. Let's see. Now the 5-minute high would be 75% of it. We already took this 5-minute high. Corresponds well with 50. We finally got a fair value gap here. 15-minute candle here is right there. 24,642, so I would think 24,650 would be the point where we would want to go. Low of last week, this was kind of a bounce point before. When we got there, it was like 620. So we're at this 5-minute high is at 75. I don't think it's going to respect this wick. I think it's going all the way to the high of it. So there's no sense in having that on. But do I think we're going down for the day? Maybe. It's just not something I'm interested in. Too much ambiguity. All right. I'm going to end the stream there. I got my alerts in. If we do offer lower from here, I will come back. I'll do an afternoon live stream from these levels if we do reach them. But I'm not going to keep the stream on. That could be 2 hours away. I'm not going to keep it on. I need a nap, so I'm going to go take one. Thanks for watching, guys. Girls, whoever's watching.